Seven passengers, excluding him, no one's in the way, everything should go smoothly. We're safe. He won't shoot us. In fact, he's not gonna do anything.
You guys were planning something back here, weren't you?
Damn it.
It's not the bus! Let me off!
As we see, Light is aware of the amount of room in the bus and positions himself so that his stalker will sit right at the back behind him, and as well as Ryuk. Taking advantage of the fact they're on a bus on the road, Light has the criminal flee the bus and die from a traffic car.
What the hell?
Lelouch uses the ground and environment on multiple occasions to his advantage. Here he uses the fact that he is flying while his opponent isn't to destroy the ground beneath them, destroying any advantage they had over him. Overall, Lelouch seems to use spatial intelligence much more often than Light does, making Lelouch more intelligent when it comes to spatial intelligence. Lelouch is aware of what he wants to accomplish and believes strongly that what he's doing will have a good outcome.
I'm a hard-working honor student who's considered to be one of Japan's best and brightest. And I will become the god of this new world.
Light understands exactly what he wants and how to get those things, believing full-heartedly that he will be a god. Though both are close, Light understands himself much more. Lelouch oftentimes gets very emotional, and this distracts him his goals. His goals themselves are driven from an emotional state he was in when he first made them. In the end, Light understands himself more.
Alright, I've come this far. All she needs is a little encouragement. But you're young and beautiful, and you've got your life ahead of you. Why put it all in danger for this?
No! Now that Ray's gone, I've got nothing to lose anymore. I want to catch Kira. I don't care about anything else. It's all I want to do. Please let me investigate this case with you.
Here, Light slowly learns information about a person whose name he's trying to get. He knows exactly what to say without coming off pushy, acting as if he were an understanding friend.
あの日、新宿にいたの。それ以外は聞きたくない。
君宛てだ。出ればわかるってさ。明後日の16時。旧東京タワーの展望室に一人で来い。なんだ停戦命令って。
そうなの。私、家にこもりがちだ。
Lelouch, cornered with seemingly no explanation as to his knowledge of certain events, creates a situation where he can sway a person's view of him using words that look to have incriminated him at first to also be his proof of innocence. Over both are nearly even in this category. However, more times Lelouch is stuck in scenarios where he doesn't know what to say and acts out rather than communicating. Light only faces communication problems once in the series, and it was after being completely caught. Overall, Light edges out Lelouch just a hair in this.
Well, I guess some things never change, huh?
It's not that. You left without telling me.
Yes, what of it? Did I forget something?
I'm coming with you.
Lelouch can barely run and gets exhausted from seemingly mundane things.
In fact, now that you mention it, you're right. I think I wanted you to be Kira.
Light is a tennis player and from his stance seemingly knows some type of fighting style. Not much to go over here. Light easily has Lelouch beat.
今度はこれをリュウクに返すからレムにあげてくれ。レム、それをある程度地位があり出世欲が強くそのために使うであろう人間に渡すんだ。僕はこの後ミサのように監禁され24時間監視状態になるよう仕向ける。その状態でノートの所有権を放棄しデスノートに関する記憶を全てなくす。その間に犯罪者裁きが復活しそれが続けば 龍崎はいつか二人を解放せざるを得なくなる。そして記憶を失った僕は必ずキラを捕まえようとするだろう。僕はそういう人間だ。
そしてエルより先にレムがノートを渡すやつを捕まえノートを奪うってことか。
そうだ。そしてその時のノートの持ち主を殺す。
Light plans to get the notebook back after losing his memories of it. Knowing what L will do, what the task force will do, what the new Kira will do, and knowing what he will do as well.
いや、良くなる。たとえどれだけ時間がかかろうと、人は幸せを求め続けるから。
それが欲望につながるというのに。愚かしさも極まったね。それは感情に過ぎないよ。希望や夢という名の当てのない虚構。
それが皇族という希望で世界を見下してきたあなたの。
もういい。私を殺したまえ。ただし君もフレイヤーで消える。私たちの命で世界に平和を。
だからこそあなたに俺はゼロに使えようという言葉。
シュナズルの思考を読んだ。録画だと。
Lelouch is aware of his brother's ego and misdirected his attention to the images of himself on a television, predicting exactly what to say and when to say in response to his brother's own words. He uses this distraction to sneak up on him. Overall, while Light is extremely good at predicting people's thoughts and actions, Lelouch has way more experience and success with using other people to help advance his goals. Light got caught cause he didn't think Mikami would go against his orders. Lelouch acknowledges his people's strengths and weaknesses and uses them accordingly.
All men are not created equal. Some are born swifter of foot, some with greater beauty, some are born into poverty, and others born sick and feeble, both in birth and in upbringing. In sheer scope of ability, every human is inherently different.
Lelouch believes that even though all men are born of equal talent and or skill, they are born of equal value as a person.
And when it's your time to die, it will fall on me to write your name in my death note. Be warned, any human who's used a death note can neither go to heaven nor hell for eternity. That's all.
Light knows that neither heaven nor hell exist and therefore there is nothing after death. Lelouch has a lot of existential beliefs that help drive his goals. Light is told what is possible and deduces the information based on that. Overall, Lelouch puts much more thought into it than Light does.
Come on, this is child's play. There's a print number on the back of each of these photographs. If I ignored this fact and was still able to come up with the phrase, "El, do you know, gods of death love apples," what would that mean? Clearly, if I read it the way Kira intended on my first attempt, I'd only look more suspicious. But the fact that I'm able to solve this silly code isn't enough on its own to prove that I'm Kira. That was easier to make than I thought it'd be. The real key is this. If you look closely, you'll find that there's a small hole underneath the drawer. Then you just insert this.
Light deduces the most logical conclusion based on the note Cell gives him. Light also engineers a trap into his desk within a day so protect the notebook.
Even if someone figures out that there's a fake base, I've set things up so that there's no way they could get their hands on the notebook. You see, once the ink reservoir is inserted, it acts as an insulator, preventing the flow of electricity around this circuit. When the fake base of the drawer is put back, this piece of rubber also prevents the flow of electricity. However, if someone were to try and force the bottom of the drawer open, the circuit would connect, and that would ignite the gasoline contained in this thin plastic casing, instantly setting the notebook on fire. The way I've got it set up, all the evidence would be completely destroyed.
You can't win this one, it's impossible, right?
Rivel?
Huh?
When do you think we would have to leave in order to make our next class?
20 minutes if we bust our hump.
I'll need 9 minutes.
8 minutes 32 seconds is a new record.
He also didn't have much time to move either.
Lelouch uses strategy and tactics to form the most logical moves to take when defeating his opponents, like in the chess game here. Lelouch uses very good strategies that are nearly flawless in some regards. However, so does Light, using logical planning more often and in more variety, covering more fields of logic/mathematics than Lelouch does. Lelouch learned to play the piano when he was 3 years old. He uses sounds and noises for keys and reactions when in battle to decide when he needs to do something. Light can notice certain sounds like his watch clicking or typing on the computer. Not much competition here. Lelouch used his musical knowledge in many more scenarios than Light ever does.
昔ナナリーやスザクと話したことがあったっけ。幸せに形があるとしたらそれはどんなものだろうって。そうだな、それはスザクが言っていたようにガラスのようなものかもしれない。だって普段は気づかないから。でも確かにそれはあるんだ。その証拠にちょっと見る角度を変えるだけでガラスは光を映し出す。そこにあるのだとどんなものよりも雄弁に存在を主張するから。
Lelouch understands nature and living things and their reasoning, sympathizing and understanding why things are the way they are.
Although this would probably never happen in school, let's say that students were asked to discuss whether bad people deserve to die. Well, you can bet that everyone would give the politically correct answer.
It's just wrong to kill people.
That's what they're bound to say. Of course, that's the correct response to give, right? Humans will always try to maintain appearances when they're in public. That's just how we are. But this is how they really feel. Most are too afraid to support me as they're worried about what others will think. Many would rather deny my existence. But on the internet, where you can remain anonymous, support for Kira is growing.
Light understands the reasoning of why people think the way they do. Understanding the pressures society has and the perspectives everyone is forced to have while not fully believing it themselves. Overall, though close, Lelouch is more aware of nature and why things are the way they are. Oftentimes, Light puts his own perception on nature rather than understanding it for what it is. Overall, Lelouch won more categories of intelligence than Light did. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean Lelouch is smarter than Light. Some categories or intelligence can be considered to be more valuable than others, but it's kinda hard and unfair to determine which intelligence is more valuable than another based on my views alone. In my opinion, after looking back through both shows, I would say Lelouch is smarter than Light. The only thing that really seems to get in Lelouch's way is his emotions and ego. If he can overcome that, which he does on multiple occasions, I think he can be capable of more than Light is capable of. Lelouch is the winner,